Okay, welcome to our Monday night call. We're so excited for another week, and I feel like this year has already been off to a great start. You guys are sharing Juice Plus with a lot of people. A lot of people are joining our team, and I've been seeing you guys be braver and bolder than ever, which is really exciting. And tonight we are going to be talking about a couple things. First, we're going to share a little bit of about our conferences and our Juice Plus Live that's coming up in Phoenix. And then we're going to talk about social media and how to better utilize it, and the world of Instagram, which I'm still learning. And so I'm not going to be training on that, but our own Casey Elmore has been rocking it, and she's going to share her tips and her wisdom, and she's been studying and learning from other network marketers, learning from other people on our sidelines that are doing amazing things and recruiting and really broadening their warm market through Instagram. And so we're going to learn about that tonight. So I'm just going to jump right in. As far as you guys know, our company has two incredible leadership conferences each year. They have one in the spring and one in the fall. They are truly a highlight to me of our business. It's a time where we get to come together as a team. We get to see each other's faces, hug each other, learn together, have fun, and see, build relationships and build community. I know a lot can be done on social media, but just to be in person, sharing ideas, learning together is really special. And since I started with the company 8 years ago, I went to my first conference in 2010. So since then, I haven't missed one conference in 8 years. And really, when I first joined the company, my mentor, Kurt Beaver, said, not everyone goes to conference, but everyone who's an NMD goes to conference. And I knew that I wanted to be an NMD. I knew I wanted to help a lot of people. I knew that I wanted freedom in my life that my career back then wasn't going to allow. I knew that I wanted to have a big residual income. I knew I wanted that benefits package. And I knew I just wanted to build a team of amazing people to work with. And so that was my goal. And so I really committed to going to conference. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't always convenient. In the beginning, it was a really, it was a cost burden for me. But looking back, I can tell you that it was the best investment I could have made in my business. Even when I wasn't making enough to cover my trip to conference, it was still that foundation that I needed, because it was at the conference that I got my wind beneath my wings. I really learned the value of our business, and I learned from people who had been in the business a lot longer than me. They still loved it. They've been doing it for 20 years, 10, 15, 20 years, and they still had joy. They still looked forward to what they did every day. They got out of bed with purpose and passion. And that's just something that I didn't see in my corporate career. And I'd only been in it for 3 years, and I was already like living for the weekends and just wanting Friday to come. And so I saw their passion and their zeal, and I saw them doing amazing things. Like this one couple we've had on here before, they traveled the United States for 4 years in an RV, and I love traveling. And so for me, I was like, that's amazing. You can build your business and travel and do what you love. And I just didn't know of anything else that would allow for that. And so for me, it gave me hope, it gave me vision, and it gave me rock solid belief in the products and the business. And if I've learned one thing over the last 8 years, you really need that rock solid belief in order to make it past the no's, to make it past the rejection, to make it a real part-time or full-time income. And so I just want to encourage you guys to, if you haven't even thought of conference, to start thinking about it, start planning. We still have plenty of time. The conference that's coming up is in April. It's April 26th through the 28th. So mark it on your calendar. It is a Thursday through a Saturday. So it always starts at like 10 a.m. on Thursday, and it ends Saturday around 1 p.m. So some people come in Wednesday night, some people come in Thursday morning, and then you can leave Saturday or Sunday, whatever works for your schedule. But it really is a magical time. Some of the things that we're going to be doing Thursday, there's trainings all day, which are really kind of like business building trainings. Thursday night, they have doctors and medical professionals usually speak. So this Thursday for conference, it's going to be Dr. Mitra Ray, who was really instrumental in our Shred 10 program. and Dr. Richard Du Bois, who is an internal medicine doctor. And so it's just going to be a really awesome lectures and training that they give us. Friday morning, we have a prayer breakfast. Our leader, Kurt Beavers, puts on a prayer breakfast where there's music, there's worship, there's fellowship, there's food, there's a speaker, and it's always a really uplifting time. And then Friday night, we're going to have a team celebration where we're going to be celebrating our accomplishments and rewarding and recognizing people and just having our special time together, because the conference is going to have 7,000 or 8,000 people. And so you get to meet all these people from across the world who are doing what you're doing, who are sharing ideas, but that's really our intimate time to come together as a group. So April 26th through 28th, the prayer breakfast tickets do sell out, and they're going on sale on Friday. And so I'm going to have to buy tickets on Friday, and they're $30 a piece. And so if you know you're coming to conference, I need you to let me know, because I'll have to purchase the table, and then you will send me the $30 through PayPal or Venmo or something like that. So just want to, think about it. If you are 70, 80% sure you're coming, you want to get a prayer breakfast ticket, because it will sell out in the first 45 seconds that they go on sale. It's such a hot item. People want to worship Jesus in our organization, and they want to be together, and it's a really special time. And so I'm going to be doing that on Friday. So if you want a ticket, let me know in advance. And then I just wanted to bring on really quick 2 gals on our team who have had great experiences, who have sacrificed to go to conference and really made it a priority, and let them kind of share their perspective on why this conference is such a big deal and, what it has done for them. So Trisha, are you available?
Yeah. Yes. I'm
Awesome.
here. Hi, everyone. So I started the business right at the very end of April, right after a conference. And so by October, I was just a VF, but that was going to be my first conference. And Michelle kept asking me, are you going to go? Are you going to go? Can you make it? And I kept putting her off because at the time we were living paycheck to paycheck. And I mean, Juice Plus had helped a little bit, but I don't know. I was very stressed about spending the money for flights and taking off work, because taking off work for me is closing my daycare, and I don't charge parents, and, just having to find sitters for the kids while my husband worked and having to miss their football games and stuff. I thought, man, that's such a big sacrifice. And I tried to make every excuse in the book. And finally, I sat down and talked to my husband and my mom one day, and I just was like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I should go, but I really don't want to spend the money. What should I do? And my mom, she's been a Mary Kay her entire life, 30 something years. And she said, all I know is conference was always the biggest thing for me. And she said, if you're serious about Juice Plus, if you think you're in this for the long haul, she said, I think you need to find a way to go. And so I told that to my husband. He said, well, I totally support you, whatever you decide to do. And so 2 weeks before conference, I booked my tickets and decided, okay, I'm going to go. And so I went, and while I was there, I decided I'm never missing another conference. It was just, like Michelle said, for one, meeting all these people. And now, I look so forward to seeing you guys again, like the ones I've met in person, and meeting the ones that I haven't, that I see on calls, and I know your name and I'm friends with you on Facebook and stuff. That part's fun. But just the excitement and the energy, you can't help, it's contagious. You couldn't go there and not feel it and not get that excitement and leave totally inspired and motivated. And I came home with a notebook full of notes and just great ideas. The speakers are amazing. The experts are the ones that have done this and found, the things that work, and just learning from others. It's awesome. The prayer breakfast is my favorite part. It's amazing. But I left that first conference, and I was so inspired, and I knew that this is what I'm going to do. This is my goal, and it still to this day is my goal to quit home daycare and make this my full-time job. But like I said, I was VF before that. I came home, and literally on my way home, because I had driven 4 hours to the airport. And so on that 4-hour drive home on the airplane and stuff, and I was checking, my virtual office and looking at numbers and looking at people, and I started making phone calls on my way home. And within the next month, I became SC. I had found a teammate. We had gotten her to VF, and just my business just totally took off. It was the best month I'd ever had. And 2 short months later, I was getting a comma in my paycheck, and it totally changed my business. And I think every conference, every time I come home, I can't tell you what it is, because I want to say that I mean, this business is full of ups and downs, but after conference, I always have one of my best months. It's just, I don't know what it is. You just come home with that fire and ready to kick butt and take names and, just do whatever it takes. So I really encourage you guys. Money was my biggest excuse. My kids was my second excuse, but my ultimate goal is, if I want to get there, I have to make a few sacrifices, and my kids understand, and they know that they're my why and they're why I'm doing this. And just being able to explain that to them and having their support is awesome. And I know I'm going to meet my goals. And so I just recommend you go, and it is a business trip. You can write off a lot of it anyways. And hopefully that's going to help my taxes this year. I'm a little nervous, but it was a lot of work. So don't wait till December to put in all your receipts. But
Amen.
Anyway, I recommend you go.
Thank you. It's so encouraging. I remember you being really resistant, but you were always been very coachable, and it's paid off. So your paycheck is a reflection of that. So Nicole, do you have a minute or two to share kind of your experience with us?
Sure, I would love to. So this will be my 4th conference coming up in April. And my first conference, it was my first time away from my kids. And I think that's probably what I was the most scared about, was leaving my kids. That first time anxiety as a mom. But my husband was really encouraging me to go. We saw this as an investment in our business. And honestly, now my kids are like, Mom, when are you going away to that thing that you go to? Because they had so much fun with their friends or whoever they were staying with. And so, it was a great thing. But so that was my first time going to conference. Was the first time that I really met a lot of the Team Plant Strong community. And that probably for me is my favorite, just getting to develop the friendships with all of you guys that I get to see now twice a year. I don't even get to see some of my friends from high school twice a year. So I love that this community, we get to see each other a lot. My second conference was back in California, where we used to live. And I was staying with a friend, and I actually invited her to come on a Friday evening to check out Dr. Phillips speak. And lo and behold, she was not even, she came, she saw the saw the research, she saw the vision, and she actually became a teammate, became a coordinator, and that's Janet Peets. So that was just a huge gift and a huge blessing. And so, my suggestion is whatever city that the conference is in, see if you have a friend that lives there that you could invite to come and be a part of it. Janet even came for just a part of, I think it was Saturday. So, we didn't have to buy her a conference ticket. She could just come in for a couple of hours. So I would encourage you to maybe make a list of the people that in Phoenix, maybe invite them to come and spend the afternoon. What I think I love the most about conference for me is it makes me feel connected to this huge culture. Just this community that's worldwide. I love the NMD speeches. They come across the stage, and you're hearing these people who've made a national marketing director stand up and say, I never thought I was going to be able to do this, but here they are. And so you just realize that if they can do it, you can do it. So it's very encouraging. You're seeing people walk the stage from SSC all the way up to NMD. In fact, Kimberly and Janet and I got to walk the stage last year, and it was super cool to have our team down there cheering us on and being excited for us. And so it's a really awesome connection. I felt really inspired. You get awesome training at conference. You're equipped to walk away with new ideas to grow your team, to grow your business, just to grow yourself and your own personal growth. And I love that part of it. But by far for me, it's the friendships. It's getting to meet people who are not only in our team, but our sideline connections too. And just walking into a room, literally 8,000 people who are excited and happy. It's really a feeling like no other. And so, one of the things that I love, the last thing here is about kids. If you have children who are young that are nursing or even toddlers, Juice Plus is such an awesome family community that, you can bring your kiddos with you. There's moms, a ton of moms who have their nursing babies or kids in their carriers, and they're just kind of passing them along to their teammates, and everybody's holding the kids. And then they also have a separate room where if you have, maybe kids who are a little bit older and you want to go and listen to the conference, but you want to have a place for them to play, you can bring your kiddos with you. And so I feel like that if I were to bring my boys with me, they would be entertained. But, you know, like I've been told that I should go way more often. They actually have a lot of fun without me. So, you know, if you can see this as an investment in your business, you'll walk away and you will have that investment. It's incredible, not only relationally, but also, you know, educationally for your business too.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's just such a joy to get to be together, like they said, and I could go on forever, but we've got to pass the baton to Casey. She's eager and waiting to share some of her social media Instagram guru tips. She's a qualified national marketing director on our team, and she's just really taken the lead with, you know, improving how we do our business online. And so we're excited to have you share, Casey.
Thank you. I'm super excited as well, guys. Tonight, I really just want to talk about Instagram. For those of you that may not be on Instagram or have never heard of it before, tonight I'm really just going to equip you to get on it, give you some inspiration, give you some ideas to get started. And if you don't know, Instagram is the third largest platform for social media, Facebook being first, Twitter being second, Instagram being third. And so Instagram is such an amazing space to really inspire people. It's a very photo-driven platform. But now, as of recently, much like Facebook story, they have a storyline as well. So now you have the opportunity to create videos. So there's lots of flexibility to use Instagram. I'm so excited to share tonight. I put together a little presentation for you guys so I can show you some things that I've been doing that are working really well, that I've learned. They're not my genius. I've gotten them from some sidelines, been inspired by them. So I'm going to screen share here. And we'll get rolling. So I really want to start with just a couple kind of rules to live by when it comes to social media. This is something I really, really preach a lot, and Michelle will agree that the first rule of social media with the Juice Plus company is to not name drop Juice Plus all the time. It's really, really important that, you know, this name is intriguing, and that we're only dropping it every once in a blue moon. You know, the more that you share it, the less exciting it becomes. And so one thing that I really know about with Instagram is that you're going to have the most success when you're using the Juice Plus name, when you're sharing your story with an inspirational picture and an inspirational post. Facts and figures don't tend to get people excited. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really exactly a numbers person unless I'm looking at my paycheck. Or salesy post, you know, saying like, hey, look at all these facts and figures and DM me for more information. You know, that's just not really intentional. We're all about, you know, this is a relationship driven. I always say relationships aren't nothing, they're everything. And so, you know, facts in a post and doing things like that just really aren't going to build your business very well. But some things that you definitely want to be more conscious of. This is true for Instagram as well as Facebook, especially Facebook, is the times that you're posting and how often you're posting and what you're posting. And so when you're looking at times of what you're posting, you really want to consider posting in the early mornings and in the evenings. That's when you're going to have the best success, the best drive. That's when people are the most really just getting on Facebook. And when I mean evenings, really 6 to 8 p.m. because people are jumping on after they put their kids to bed. Once they're watching their shows, they're scrolling through Facebook, they're watching TV, or they're in their bed and they're scrolling through their Instagram feed. So evenings is really powerful. Mornings are great because people are sitting down at breakfast, drinking their coffee, and they're checking out social media. So those are two of the best times to jump on social media and use it. And then when it comes to posting, you know, there is key to posting regularly. One of the most key things that I have learned about posting about social media is posting anywhere from 15 to 20 times a week. And I know that might sound extreme, but it really is important for you to constantly be posting, because if you're not posting on social media, people aren't seeing what you're doing. The way that Instagram works, the way that Facebook works is that, you know, more often you're posting, the more likely it's going to show up in your people's feed. Now, there really is a really great, what I would consider or encourage, and this is, again, a training I've had, a good ratio of posts. So the ratio being, you know, 12 of the 20 posts, let's say you're doing 20 a week, 12 of the 20 posts simply needs to be your life. It needs to be inspirational. It needs to be positive. It needs to be encouraging. So 12 of those posts is really just about getting people excited about your life and what you're doing, creating inspiration. I would say, so then out of the 8 posts left, 6 of them you want to be about the impact that you've had on your life because of the product, or on your family, or on your health, whatever that is. But really, or it could be, a smoothie recipe, right? So the impact is like, I started making more smoothies, or the recipes doing the shred tin. So really creating intrigue about the product, about what we have to offer. I tend to do, like, out of the 6, I'll do 3 about the product, and maybe 3 about recipes and things like that. And it's really great because if you're shredding, you just take a picture of your food and you're like, hey, I got a post. You already made your food. You don't have to do anything special. And then the last 2 really is important to share the business, guys. I know that this can be a really intimidating piece. I know that we think we need to make this big, elaborate thing about every time we post about the business, but it's not true. Simply posting a picture that's inspirational to you, that lifts you up, and just saying, I'm so grateful to be able to build this life every day. It doesn't have to be drawn out long business posts. It can be really simple. So that being said, now that I've gone through some rules, I am going to jump into my presentation just so you can see, and I'm actually going to, okay, there we go. So growing your social media with Instagram. So what I want to do is simply, I'm going to take you through my Instagram and take you through some things that I've been doing that are really working well, some things that some sideline teammates have been doing that have been working really well. So to start, if you've never jumped on Instagram or ever used an Instagram, I'm literally going to walk you through what it looks like to create an Instagram and how to create a quality one. So when you start, it's really important to use a username that's easy for someone to find, or easy for someone to spell. So if someone's looking for me, they can look at me for Casey Elmore. They can look for my name. But you want to make sure that your username isn't like crazy bunch of underscores and different letters and numbers. You want to keep it as simple as possible. You want your profile picture to be a very clear picture of you. So as you can see in my profile picture, you can see it's a pretty up close picture of me smiling, just, saying, hey, what's up? I'm happy. Life's cool. Right? So that's the middle area that you see here. You want it to be vague about what you're doing. Again, I don't encourage you to drop the Juice Plus name, but you do see that I post things like, I'm a Jesus lover, I'm a wife, I'm a mom of boys, I'm a board certified health practitioner, I'm a retired fitness trainer. Maybe that'll intrigue people, like, well, why is she retired, right? I also, because of this stage that our family's in, I also have done the Creating the Abundant Life project. So at the bottom, you might post something there that says something like, mission driven to impact, as many lives as possible, but something that really is going to get people excited about what maybe you're about or what you're doing without saying what you're doing. And then the very bottom of that area, you see there's a link. So one thing about Instagram is that when you create posts, and I will show you what this looks like, you can't link anything. You can't link a website. You can't link a blog. So anytime I make a post, I'll reference putting my link up above, and this is the link. So anytime I do a recipe, I get it from somewhere else, I always make sure to put the link up above and reference that. So that is what that is. When you're looking at pictures, so I took these screenshots so you guys can see my Instagram feed. I would not say that my Instagram feed is perfect. I'm still learning, but there's some don'ts that I really encourage you guys to live by. When you're creating your Instagram feed, you definitely don't want to do grid pictures. So if you go look at each one of my pictures, they're a square. They don't have multiple pictures within the square. So you don't want grid pictures. You don't want photos that are too busy. If things are too busy, people just don't tend to be like, okay, what's all in it? No, they just pass it up. You think about when you go into Pottery Barn, or you go into one of those stores that you really love. You go into Target and you go through the home section. You're like, man, I just am looking at all this cool stuff, especially now with this new Magnolia Market setup they've got. It's super aesthetically pleasing. So you want people to show up and see your Instagram that is aesthetically pleasing. Other don'ts that I really encourage is to not create crazy colored words or phrases that are hard to read. Small words are really hard for someone to read, and if they're different colors, they're hard to see, they're just not going to click on it and look at it, or if they're too small, of course. And then having too many themes. And so what I mean by that is when you come to my Instagram, you're going to see lifestyle, you're going to see recipes, you're going to see fitness inspiration, you're going to see a little bit of me, my face, my body, doing things that I like to do. So there's a theme when you look at my theme is all about inspiring for health and for wealth. And so there's a theme as you go through. So really make sure that your theme really plays to what your strengths are. Find those strengths and then follow them. You'll also notice when you look at my Instagram feed, I don't have all kinds of different color themes. I try to keep to a very bountiful, beautiful, colorful, without screaming like bright hues of different colors. Again, it's not perfect. I definitely tend to lean towards more beiges and muted colors, woods and woodsy colors and things like that. So you got to find what that niche is for you. And I'm going to give you guys a really great training later to help figure out like how to do that. Okay. So next, when you create a post, okay, you're getting on your Instagram, you're making your first Instagram post, right? This is a post that I did a couple weeks back, and I had a really great outcome from it. So I wanted to feature it because it was me being pregnant and being inspirational, being vulnerable to show people I'm working out, even though it's tough and I didn't want to go that night. People can really relate to that you don't want to show up to work out. And then I hashtagged it, okay? So what's really important is not only about the post that you create, friends, but it's about the hashtags. And the reason being is that this is how Instagram is driven. Instagram is driven by people posting hashtags and searching hashtags to find you. So I have a good cold market of people that have simply found me because I've searched hashtag inspire, hashtag inspiration. And what I encourage each of you to do is that as you get into this and you do a post, so if you look at my post, at the bottom, I've got 3 hashtags. I encourage you not to do more than 3 or 4 hashtags inside of your post. When people see that, they see it as spammy, okay? They want to see an aesthetically pleasing platform. So below, what I've done is I've jumped in a bunch of hashtags that I've researched to see what are really going to be, eye-catching, what people search the most. So if you're wanting to find hashtags that are going to help drive people to create a following for you or to drive a cold market, one thing you want to start with is go and save popular ones in your notes. Well, how do you find the popular ones? You can search Google. Literally, if you search like health hashtag or most popular health hashtags on Instagram, or most popular lifestyle hashtags on Instagram, or most popular vegan hashtags, right? So like getting some things. The other thing you can do is that as you're on Instagram and you go to post an hashtag, a page pops up right away. So just like when you're in virtual office and you're looking for someone's fin and a new page pops up, that's what happens on Instagram. And it shows you, like if I start the hashtag health, it's going to give me all these different options like healthy lifestyle or healthy food. But it also shows them based on, the most amount of people that use them. So I could look at one that says health and it's got like 23 million uses. So that's a highly used hashtag, but I could pick another one that maybe says like healthy nutrition and maybe it's only like 5 million, right? So there's a big difference, a big difference of finding of who's using what. So another thing I suggest is to follow all the people that you know. So when you jump on Instagram, it's also going to ask you if you want to connect with your phone, if you want to connect with people, really do that. And the reason being is that, you're going to reach your warm market by following people that you know. So if you look at my followers, I follow 801 people, but most of those 801 people are people that, like probably half of them at least, are people that I know, people that I want to attract, people that I want to build in my customer base. But I've also created, of the almost 1,500 followers I have, a good chunk of them are cold market because of these hashtags. So the hashtagging really, really is important. So now what I want to kick off to is the Instagram storyline. This is really what has allowed me to start building relationships with people. I do go and comment on people's Instagrams and whatnot on their pictures. So if you look at my feed here, these pictures, I do go and find pictures that I can relate to and I'll comment, I'll say things and just start to connecting on them. If you don't have a Google Sheet, this is something Michelle and I really encourage you to do, is to use Google Sheets to keep track of the people that you're following on Instagram. So I have created a new section in my Google Sheet that's literally just, I call it IG leads or whatever you want to call it, but I'm putting people's usernames in there so that those are people I know I can reference in my daily method of operation every single week to check in with, to go like their posts, to go say hello, just check in with them, building that relationship. But Instagram storyline. So if you're looking at your Instagram, right here where my little face is, okay, this is where my Instagram story is. If I click that, okay, this is, and anytime you go to someone's page, you click that goes into my story, okay? If I'm actually on my home feed, okay, so if I click home here, there's a little plus sign up at the top. I can create my Instagram story. So what I want to show you guys is what works on Instagram story and why. Instagram story is really where you get to live out loud, where you get to share your personality, where you get to be goofy, where you can share videos, share things that you think are going to create intrigue. And that's really what I want to show you tonight, is how to create intrigue by taking advantage of how Instagram story is created. So tonight, these are some inspirations from some sideline teammates. This first one is a picture of girls doing the shred 10. They worked out at a bar studio, right? So just shred 10, started off right, fire, they checked into where they were. Just creating intrigue, right? The second and third posts are a sideline teammate over in Australia who has an amazing recipe following, and she posted these amazing protein balls. So she posted, there are two different pieces in her storyline, and I'll show you guys how that works. And you can jump on Instagram and you can go through and you just click people's story, just like Facebook storyline. But she posted the recipe first, and then she posted second of how to actually use the recipe and create it. So she's giving value, right? She's also using aesthetics. The pictures are beautiful. So that definitely is important. Again, Instagram is all about photography and photos. And I know that I was not a professional photographer when I first started with Juice Plus and Instagram. I promise you, it takes some time. I've got a really great training that will be super beneficial at the end here. But what really has helped launch me into new conversations has been taking advantage of creating engagement through the polls that you can take through Instagram. I don't do these all the time. I probably do them once every 2 to 3 weeks. I was inspired by a sideline teammate who did this, and this is what she did. All she simply did is she posts regularly on Instagram storyline, and I jumped on her Instagram and I saw that she had posted pictures of polls, like, which do you prefer, the ocean or the mountains? If you had to choose cocktails or wine, would you rather work from anywhere or work at an office? Do you prefer dining out or cooking in, right? So just getting people's feedback, okay? It was getting the engagement, getting people excited. Yeah, I want to answer these questions. These are really cool. Like, heck yeah, I'd rather, cool, right? 92% of people answer this question. You want to work from anywhere? Bam, those are people that you want to start building a relationship with because they want time flexibility, okay? So just asking questions, getting people excited about what you're doing. What's next? Why are we taking this poll? Well, the reason why we were taking that poll is because she wanted to update the tribe, her tribe incentivized guide, we'll just say that, for her team. Basically, really taking advantage of, getting feedback from other people to say, like, I'm updating my incentives for my team in 2018. I'm so excited these lips are sealed, right? So now people are really intrigued. So she's really just done a great job of creating intrigue, getting people's engagement. And then she posts this post at the very end that she's opened up to mentoring 5 new girls. She was accepting applications now through that whatever in a couple days. And you could, again, engage by send me an app, like, ready to go. I want to be a part of this tribe. I don't know what it is, but sounds awesome. Or I want more information, right? So what's cool about this is that you are getting people to engage in a simple question that I just want to know more about what you're doing. And you're getting people excited. So here's another great poll one that a sideline teammate did about the Tower Garden. I loved this. 1 year ago, my elementary school became part of a movement, right? Took a picture with all the kids and then showed the Tower Garden in their room. Now this was the Tower Garden, and then we're in over 5,000 classrooms across the country. So she took one picture that's exactly the same, and then she just did the exact same picture, but she added some more verbiage to really highlight, like, we are across the country now. We are making a movement. because when you know better, you do better, right? So again, she repeated the thing, because when you know better, you do better. Do you know a teacher who would love a tower garden, right? So again, creating intrigue, building up the excitement, getting people to engage. That's really important. You get people to engage, you're going to find out who the gamers are, who's open to have a conversation. And then she did a follow-up post right afterwards saying, like, these are the tower gardens, and look how aesthetically pleasing that picture is, right, of the tower garden. Like, and she says down below there, P.S., aren't they adorable? Like, you just can share your personality and just have fun with these posts. So that was what I loved about the tower garden. It was the first I'd ever seen the tower garden featured. And this is one that I did recently because, I don't know about how many of you guys, but you think about, Sunday nights, and the statistics are, when it comes to Monday mornings, is that Monday mornings are one of the highest rates of stress and heart attacks in our country. It's when people go off to work and they're not ready. They don't want to go. They hate their jobs. They hate their life. And so I started with this post: kids asleep, blank planner, hot lemon water, so excited for Mondays, right? So who says that? Who says they're excited for their Mondays? But I wanted to put that out there because I wanted to build some intrigue. So I then next said, I found some pictures. I'm going to tell you guys right now, there's a great website. It's called Unsplash, UNSPLSH, unsplash.com. Hold on, I'm just going to double check now that I'm thinking about it. I just said it out loud and it might be Unsplash. Okay, yeah, it is Unsplash. Unsplash.com, free, beautiful photography. It's where I get all my pictures from. So does Sunday night make you long for the weekend again, right? So this picture just really speaks to someone banging their head in the wall, not ready for the day. Then I posted, you can change your poll as to what you want it to be. So I said, when is Friday, as in like ready for the weekend, or how about a vacation, right? So I got tons of people saying they wanted to go on vacation. Is waking up on Monday like pulling teeth? 100% said, when is vacay again, right? People don't want to go back to work. And then this area, I just simply said, wouldn't you love to build your future and not someone else's? And this poll specifically had two questions. One was like, want to build for me, and what does that even mean? So just ask, getting some intrigue and some engagement. Here's what gets you excited, and here's where you get the results, guys, is that, here we go. There we go. I closed out with a couple of extra questions. Would you love to build your future with people that love and that absolutely, and I'm missing a picture, but I talked about building your Mondays, basically, doing what you wanted on Mondays, and then repeating that here. It's time to love yourself, build your future, love the people you're surrounded by, get excited about Mondays again. And I am choosing to love me in Mondays. And I had 3 people that said they want to love themselves in Mondays again. So now I have 3 people, and you find them, right? If you guys look down at this bottom area, see where it says seen by 151 people, right? And if I go back, I can actually go see how many people saw and engaged. So I lost a little bit of engagement, started at 209. And then as I went through, it got down to 151. So cool. It just helps filter out the people that aren't interested. But this little area, what you can do is that when you're looking at your own storyline, you can click that. And when you click that, you're going to see this page right here. And what that's going to do, it's going to tell me who actually voted on my poll and what they voted for. So now I have some people in my, for my memory jogger that I want to reach out to and just say, hey, I saw you engage in my poll. Thank you so much. Like, how are you? When's the next vacation? Why are you so sad that you're not going on vacation, right? Just creating a conversation. And then what's really cool is this last poll that I did was specifically about changing their Mondays. And I had 2 people that wanted to love themselves and their Mondays again. Actually, one of them, I take that back. One of them was my husband. If you ever get someone who hasn't engaged on your post, ask one of your sideline teammates to engage on your post to get some feedback. But then I had someone else that just simply said they were curious. And this was an old teammate of mine that's coming back around. So that's pretty cool. So the Instagram storyline is really powerful to create engagement, to get people excited. It's a way to really share your personality. And then other ideas really that you can do, I talked about the polls. You can create polls about Shred 10, creating intrigue. about immunity this time of year, like who's gotten the flu, what kind of flu did you get the flu shot, what are you doing for prevention so you don't get it again, do you have a plan, do you want a plan, right? You can do it by, maybe if you want to promote a webinar, you want to promote one of the Freedom Revolution talks, right? So really, I encourage you guys to get inspired by following these other women along with me, just because we've really been doing it. All three of us, or four of us, have been doing it consistently. All this content is from Emily, Casey, and myself. So definitely these are great people to follow and to learn from. And then last but not least, take a screenshot of that, guys. And if you need to know, let me know. But last but not least, so I want to wrap it up here. There's a free Instagram photo training. I went through it recently. It is definitely worth your time. It's about an hour and 15 minutes-ish. You can go to shannonmonson.com. On the top left, if you're going on your phone, on the top left, there's a little toolbar. You're going to click Start Here, and then you scroll down to step 2, where you can sign up for the free master class to grow your Instagram with iPhone photography. Because the reality is, guys, is that not everyone's a professional photographer. Most of us are doing photography with this every single day, and so you want to learn how to do photography well. And this training is amazing. It's free. I literally want to go do it again because it was so good, and I need to take more notes. So that being said, guys, I want to just open it up to any questions that you have, so that I can serve you. And if not, then we'll wrap it up.
Awesome. It was so good. I took a lot of notes.
It was fun.
I started using the polls, but I didn't know that you could change it from yes and no answers. And so I've got to go figure out how to do that. But yeah, I'm really excited because it's just neat to see people really are engaging, whether it's 5 or 15 or 25. You don't really need that many new people every day. And it's an easy way to get that engagement. So, and I started doing just more silly, like, in Facebook Live, I feel like I get more nervous, but like Instagram stories, it's just so, it can be like, it's like a minute. And so you can just do something silly, and not really worry about if it's professional or, you can really show your personality, which is kind of cool.
No, and I even did a video today of me like faking out in my pantry that I was eating my gummies while the kids weren't looking. Like, again, and you get to share your personality. Be goofy, like people want to, and when you do stuff like that, people are gonna come back. Like I have definitely seen over and over that people are gonna come back when you're really showing up and being goofy and not being perfectly polished all the time.
Yeah. One of my favorite. On that note, one of my friends, she's a mom, and I watched like 5 of her back to back. Like, so when you make a video on Instagram, does it, like, if you do several posts on your story back to back, does it play them sequentially? Is that how you do that? So she just made sequential.
If you want to do a long story, Instagram only allows you to do 30-second videos at a time. So what you actually do is you will record the video all, and then you'll go just simply into your phone and you'll split the videos at 30 seconds each, and then you'll just easily be able to upload them just so they run.
Where do you do that on your phone?
You can do that, guys, in your iPhone. Like if you're going to, so let's say I'm going to
edit your video.
Yep, and I click the little box if you're on an iPhone. Oops, I'm sorry. Nope, I want to edit. I can edit, and then at the bottom, that's where you get to choose of how short you want to make the video. You can also do it, honestly, what I love to do is I love to upload my videos to iMovie on my phone. iMovie is free for all iPhone users. Sorry, if you're not an iPhone user, you need to upgrade. Kidding, kinda. But you can upload to iMovie. iMovie is free, and you can actually see like 30 seconds is here, 30, so you can really see that breakdown. And what I was actually going to say too, guys, is that if this seemed overwhelming for you or you were on your phone, just watch this recording again with your phone and walk through it. It's totally worth it. This has been a journey for me, and I wish I had this like a long time ago.
Yeah, the story that my friend did, and I was like, she was just so funny watching her. She was just in her kitchen, and her kids, she had just got home from the grocery store, and she was just talking about, it was just like real mom life. Like, I have every intention of cutting all these veggies, but I just can't make myself do it right now. What are we going to eat for dinner? Like, it was just hilarious. And she would do these 30-second little like clips, and then she would like walk around her kitchen, and it was just like real life. It wasn't anything like planned, but it was just funny and it made me want to watch all her stuff. So
exactly.
Yeah. Anyone else have questions before we jump off here?
Yeah, I have a quick question. Casey, the pictures that you were showing us with all the different polls and the sequencing of that, what was the frequency of that? Did you do that all in one day, or were those over like a week?
Yes, I did. I literally posted them like a minute after another after another. I kind of pre-prepared myself with what I wanted to write, or within a few minutes. But you do them back to back because you want people that as soon as you do a poll, you want them to come back. The way that also Instagram storyline works, just like Facebook, guys, is that your storyline goes away after a certain period of time. So the polls are really meant to build up a need to respond to something, to create engagement specifically for something. So you want to ask questions in the poll that lead up to getting them to asking for more information or saying they want to be a part of the mission or whatever it is that you're, the goal that you're trying to reach.
Okay. So does that mean that if you want to see who commented on your polls, you have to check it within 24 hours and take a screenshot?
That's exactly what I do. Is I'll check it multiple times throughout the day. And every time if I have an update, I'll just screenshot it. That way I can reference it later.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Awesome.
And one thing I will say I do too, guys, and this is important just to recognize that if you're creating polls, right, I don't make them be the first thing in my day I make sure that they're not the first thing in my feed, because I want to make sure that I catch my poll feed before it gets taken off. So I will post a couple things in my Instagram feed first, a couple hours in advance. So that way I realize, like, if I'm not on Instagram for half a day, I can come back and say, oh, those 2 posts are gone. I'm about to lose these stories. I need to screenshot them right now. So just using that as a reference point.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your training. It was awesome. I can't wait to see all you guys' Instagram stories and follow you guys. And if you guys want to follow each other, we can all share our Instagram usernames in our team chat if you guys want to follow each other and kind of learn from each other as we go. So we hope you guys are planning to come to conference. We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to see how you use this information. And we hope you guys have an awesome night and a productive and fruitful week. So have a good one. I'll unmute you so you can say bye.
Bye. Bye.